Yeehaw! All right, howdy everybody. Welcome back. It's Jonas Lamis here, and today I'm talking with Andy Salo. Andy is an entrepreneur who's working out of the tech ranch these days, and his current venture is called Yigdigs.
That's right.
So welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us, what is Yigdigs?
Yigdigs is a for sale by owner website that is specifically for home sellers to help market and sell their home in the most cost efficient manner possible, and essentially by saving a 6% real estate commission.
Cool. So what's the model for a homeowner to sell their property through your site?
Well, normally somebody would come in and perhaps have already been thinking about for sale by owner because they want to save some money and think, heck, I've done this a couple times before. I've bought and sold property, and a lot of times maybe I'm not realizing the full value of a real estate agent, so I want to try to do it myself. And so they would visit Yigdigs, and they could upload a description and some photos of their property. Mm-hmm. And then with Yigdigs, they could essentially syndicate that property listing out to dozens of listing sites that are out there: Yahoo Real Estate, Zillow, Trulia, all of those types of sites. And in addition, they could get their house put in the MLS, which is kind of the main marketing vehicle for being able to sell your house. If you have a real estate agent looking for a buyer for a home, they're going to be looking in the MLS. So we help you do that as well.
Right. It just seems to me that the real estate, the intermediary role of a real estate agent between a buyer and seller is such an old school premise that really is ripe for disintermediation, right? It's one where so many other middlemen have been kind of pushed out of the picture by technology so far.
Right.
And obviously, a number of real estate sites are trying to push out the middleman, but at the same time, the realtors seem to be fighting back with their own online kind of presence.
Right, that's right. And it's similar to other industries like travel agents and some other industries where there's middlemen that the model has to change.
Right.
And real estate is one of those industries and I think it is changing. And so you see a lot of discount realty sites and other types of models that people are pursuing. But at the same time, there's still a great value for a real estate agent that is knowledgeable of a certain area, and they can kind of guide you on some pricing and different areas to look at. So I'm not anti-real estate agent at all, but I do believe that there are a number of agents now that are kind of getting it and getting the new Web 2.0 world, and people can look at a lot of information themselves. They don't need anymore, the old school way of the only way that you would find out a property was for sale is have a real estate agent drive you around the neighborhood and they'd have the sheet with them.
That's right.
And that's just not
still
the way it works anymore.
a lot. Well, it still happens for a lot of people like
that's
that,
true.
I think, yeah. Cool. So Yigdigs is your first venture as founder.
That's right.
And CEO. But you've been around in the Central Texas venture startup scene for a while.
Yeah, I actually was. I went to UT, but then after a few years, I moved out to the Bay Area, and so did the whole Silicon Valley thing during the heyday.
Right.
Worked for a couple venture-backed companies there, and then moved back to Texas and worked for a couple venture-backed companies here.
Right. So, what triggered it? What led you to say, hey, okay, I've been a manager, director, executive at a bunch of VC-backed companies, some very successful.
Right.
It's time for me to do my own thing.
Well, I think probably like most folks that maybe are, have gone on a high-tech career, and especially from my background, kind of product marketing, product management, more on the and sales as well, but more on the when you're thinking about what the vision is for whatever you're selling, and you're really focused, you're kind of in that centerpiece position in a company. You're an entrepreneur in waiting to happen anyway.
That's
so a lot of times, and for me, I've been thinking about it for years. As far as when I would make the jump and actually try to start a company.
Yep.
And so this was just that time.
Cool. Anything that you would do different so far in that move?
Well, of course, there's always things that you would have done differently. I can name half a dozen things that I would have done differently as far as website platform that I choose or development team that I initially chose, those
Sure,
types
sure.
of things. But I think the part of the greatest advice that I've often got is just do something.
Right.
Analysis paralysis isn't good for anybody. So if you actually just are taking incremental steps and forward, then you're going to get there eventually.
Yeah, and it really seems like entrepreneurship is a journey, right?
Yeah.
Not a destination.
That's right.
Right, and every time we fail at it, we learn so much about being more successful the next time.
Right.
Right. So
yeah, I already feel, just in a span of a few months, I feel, 10 times smarter.
Yeah,
than I did at the beginning.
As
of the
long as you
process.
can pay your mortgage at
Right.
the end of the day,
That's important.
it's a really awesome journey.
That's important.
That's right. Okay. Question of the day for our audience here is, what has been your best or worst real estate buying or selling experience?
That's a good question.
That's the question. So in the comments below, QOTD, tell us your best or worst real estate buying experience. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you real soon.
Thanks, Jonas.